Good morning, Kentucky. This is Bob in his backyard in his happy place. Uh, since I last talked, um, I complained about Florida weather and how lucky we were in Kentucky. And now it has switched, and Florida weather's here. It's hot, it's humid, it's really hot, and no rain. So I cursed us all. So um, I we've had a wild week with no rain. The garden is struggling. It's doing its best, but I'm watering. I have an irrigation system that I made that we'll get to one of these days, and it helps. But without nature's rain, plants have a tough time. So um, we can. We had another blip this week on our happy place. We had our friendly farmer behind us decided to shoot Roundup and nitrogen on his field. Now we are set up. My neighbor built us. I'll show you a picture, but two big tarps goes across that back, and we put them up when we think he's going to spray, so it would help at least a little bit. But I was here. He drove by, first run right by us, just a cloud of Roundup, and wasn't a thing I could do. And so, it's I want this to be a happy video, but I'm just telling you that it's not fair that a farmer can spray a herbicide and destroy a gardener's organic garden all in 10 minutes. So, in this residual effect, I'll show you some pictures of what. So, if you're close to a farmer or a farm field, or, it all depends on the wind, how close you are, whatever, but it's just not fair. But on that note, we did have a happy morning. We dug potatoes. If you'd never planted potatoes, they are the funnest crop. You put them in early, all the way back at St. Patrick's Day, and they grow up, and you don't have an idea. What you're supposed to do is cover them up with more compost, like every time you think so, because if the potato breaks the ground, it turns green, then it's poisonous. At least the green part's poisonous. So you have to keep that covered either with compost, dirt, straw, anything to keep the sun off of it. Don't ask me why it does that, but it does. And so you have no idea what you're going to get. And we dug our back garden, which was extra potatoes we had. And then we had some volunteers. Good morning, Kentucky. We're back here in the hot afternoon. A little bit of rain yesterday, but still hot, still dry. But back to the potatoes. We ended up with 40 pounds of potatoes out of two small sections of our garden. So if you never planted potatoes, um, you got to try that. It's great. Um, the one thing I wanted to show you on this video was I think you realize I try to do everything vertical, and the structure behind me is for vertical tomatoes. Um, I'm going to switch on the other side so you can see, and I'll show you how it works. Be back in a second. I'm back, and this is our vertical tomato trellis. I don't know how easy it is to see on the video, but it is just a framework. The small pieces going across the top. I mean, these are just simple things that I had, so I make it into something. So, and then it's got a string coming down from each one where the tomato is. Some people put them in when the potato, where the tomato is being planted, and they put the string right down and put it right underneath the ball, the root ball of the tomato, and plop it right in the ground, and it stays there. I just take a small metal stake, tie the string to it so it's somewhat strong, and all the pressure is going on the top. So, and then when you get them all lined up for your tomatoes, these tomatoes are every different size, every different shape. Um, all kinds of factors go into that. But so all you do is, maybe I can show you on this one better, is as you go up the tomato, you wrap it around the string. So you kind of go like this. You want to make sure you got the main shoot, because you're trying to grow the tomato on its the same stem. You want to go all the way to the top. So you want to wrap that around like that. You just got to be gentle with it, but it'll work its way up. And with tomatoes, there's two types: determinate and indeterminate. Determinate is probably these little ones over here, but that is like Roma's. There's a couple other ones that they're called determinants because God determines how many tomatoes, how tall they're going to get, and when they're going to be done. Now, the wild card of tomatoes is indeterminate, which is cherries and just about every other tomato. They will grow until it's frost. So it'll keep growing, it'll keep flowering, it'll keep producing tomatoes until the frost kills it or you kill it. So indeterminates are fun. Last year we had one over near the greenhouse. It went from, I had it on like a 7-foot string. It went up over top of that to like 8 foot, and then it came back down, and it went all the way to the ground or almost to the ground, and then worked its way back up. So it was like 18 feet of cherry tomato, which I can't get enough cherry tomatoes, so that's the kind of plant I like. So, but very simple. It doesn't take much, and I'll just move this whole structure somewhere. I'll disassemble it, and then because we kind of, some beds, when you get this many little beds, you're not sure. Some things work better than some, and some work better than others. So we don't really rotate our crops, but we try to pay attention that what plants need and what bed's the best for that. So as far as anything else, I want to walk around the garden real quick and give you an update, and I'll be back in a second. Bob's back. I just want to show you a little glimpse of the garden. I want to show you my favorite plant called staghorn fern. I've had it for a couple years now, and I love when you go down to Florida and you go in the manatee streams, and they have these things that are like that, but like 8 foot across. Bananas are coming up well. Elephant ears in the middle of them. This is the butterfly. Sorry, this is the butterfly garden. I told you it would be 6 foot tall, and just full of blossoms, but not full of butterflies. Not sure. Hopefully, climate change or humans haven't screwed it up totally. Canna's looking good. Dahlia, we're on the back side of a dahlia. Um, our tomatoes are doing well. These are both cherries. And this is where the monster was last time. And it must have switched energy over to the popcorn because it is 8 feet tall now. So who knows how tall that thing is going to be. Nasturtiums, they're crawling everywhere, but the chemical kind of wilted it. This is our wild evening primrose. It's got more flowers on it now, but way too big for that spot. So next year it will be replaced. Here's the garden is my happy place for my sister Donna in North Carolina. She saw my videos. She's been keeping up and saying, you know, she saw it and said that this got to be yours. So we got yellow squash in there. It's doing okay. These are I'm trying to remember if they're black Cherokee or, but they're cherries, but they're black. If you can see them, they're black on top. And then we've got cucumbers climbing up the trellis. And if you have trouble, a little vine trying to grow up a shiny pole, put a string at the bottom and wrap it around and string down here. Wrap them up the string, and then once they get a hold, they'll be all over that thing. Everything else is hanging in there. With this lack of rain, it's tough. My beautiful squash looks like an octopus right now. Yeah. Garlic's popping its head up. I wanted to show you this onion. And always got some overachievers here. Look at this one going to bloom. And then he's got two buddies down there. Every once in a while, you got to let these flowers bloom. It's amazing that, you know, you see radishes or you see cilantro or whatever, just absolutely beautiful flowers. And, you know, the first thing you do is chop them all off. There's our grapes, except they're all brown on one side. This is our beautiful squash that we still don't know what it is. If you know any more than I do, there it is. And we didn't know what it was in the beginning, and now that it has fruit, we still don't know what it is. And but bees, there may not be many, but they are jokers, and they will pick. Let's see, let's take this pollen and put it in this flower, and take this pollen and put it in that flower, and see what the bees can create. So that's why we end up with all kinds of weird. We had squashkins last year, which was half pumpkin, half squash. Still tasted good, but it was weird looking. This is sad. This is my asparagus fried. And the raccoons are eating my corn already. Just probably a week and a half, and they're already. It's like a smorgasbord around here. They can eat it. They will. Yeah, our other one, squash seemed to come back. The peas or beans. I'll get it right. I call peas beans and beans peas. Yeah, the just burnt the ends right off of them. They were so pretty. Haven't blossomed their pretty red flowers since that day. So, and here we got another one that we don't know what it is. This is we have a patty pan, which is a saucer looking white squash, which is really good. We did it for the first time last year, and we got acorn in here, and we got something else in here, and the bees have changed their idea what it's supposed to look like, so we're not sure, and so we'll have to figure that out and cut one and see what it tastes like. And And here's a better picture of the structure from the other side. Very simple. Um, there's a lot of plants in there. They're close together, but you keep them pruned, and you keep the stems clean up about a foot, because they are prone to all kinds of blights. So you keep them pruned, and you never spray your tomatoes from the top. Always water them from the bottom. And if you want to pull the suckers, the little shoots that come out from between the branches, some people do, some people don't. Cherries you're not supposed to, but we try to grow these up one stem, so we try to pick them off there. Our blackberries are looking beautiful, but still no black ones yet. But I'm sure lack of water is having its toll on that. And as you can see, we didn't even mow our lawn because it's been almost 2 weeks. We're leaving the clovers for the bees, and so I think that's about it for today. I'll be back again next week, and we'll hopefully everything's coming back, and hopefully we get some rain, get things germinating. We got all kinds of land over here with seeds in it, but nothing's coming up yet, and I water every day. So we'll say goodbye for today, and thanks for watching. And the garden is never easy, never perfect, and never finished. Later.